Ex left me after traumatic elbow fracture surgery, then I found out he was cheating and with his female best friend. TLDR, I think my ex was emotionally cheating on me with his girl best friend. Now they're together. I broke my elbow and needed emergency while we were together, and he just walked away. My 27F, XBF, 27M, and I broke up 3 months ago. We were together almost 9 months. I took things really slow and tried to be aware of red flags, but he seemed to be good on every front and was literally everything I was looking for. Solid career, smart, thoughtful, close with his immediate family, is active with hobbies. We had the same values/life goals. Although he didn't seem very self-aware or emotionally available. One of his exes had called him an emotionless robot, but I tried to overlook that and give him the benefit of the doubt. He had told me was so happy/lucky/grateful to have me. I was the one for him. He sent me love songs, planned things 6 months out for us. I told him my insecurities, and he said he wanted me to open up and I wasn't a burden. Then he'd turn around and act unsure about us and start saying he felt obligated. I lost my virginity to him and said I was scared he'd break up a month after that. And then he did. We were good for like 5 to 6 months. He was solid, communicative, consistent, but not over the top love bombing. Then he just lost the spark one day, but said he had it before and I was everything he was looking for. So confusing. We took a break, then tried working on it. What he was really doing though, I think he just wanted makeup sex. He never told me anything was wrong, but he had lost feelings. I felt completely blindsided. Anyways, we had talked about a bucket list backpacking trip to do together from the start of our relationship. He ended up getting permits for him, this girl, and 2 other friends visiting from out of town while intentionally excluding me. The day before, he had wanted to check in, and one thing he mentioned was to hypothetically go backpacking with me over the summer, but he didn't mention these specific plans or the permits at all. We went to one of his friends' birthday parties that night. He said he was happy I had met them. I stayed over, we fucked. He woke up early to get the permits, unbeknownst to me, was texting this girl best friend about the permits, then came back into bed all affectionate with me after intentionally excluding me from the permits. I found out about this as we were driving up to a local park to go on our own one-night camping trip. I had been looking forward to camping and hiking with him our entire relationship, and now it was finally summer. I just finished the semester, and had recovered from some illnesses/injuries. I had planned this for us, got the supplies and food. I felt so betrayed he had not mentioned the backpacking permits to me and didn't even consider getting an extra in case. Yes, he gave excuses, mute point now. I tried to find every reason/excuse he may have forgotten, but nothing was adding up. I was literally sleeping next to him. Fucked up part is I just wanted to leave and go home, but was trying to be a good sport and make the most of being up in the mountains, so we went hiking. I broke my elbow while hiking. I'm not talking a hairline fracture. My elbow had shattered and the pointy chunk was on the other side of my arm. I needed emergency surgery and lots of hardware. I was on the highest dose of narcotics for 2 weeks, and it barely took the edge off. I couldn't lay down to sleep for weeks. I couldn't shower on my own, do my hair, tie my shoes, button my pants, cut my own food, all the basic everyday things that we do automatically without thinking twice. I suddenly struggled immensely with. It was humiliating and demoralizing. It took months to see any progress bending my fingers and straightening my arm. My arm will never be the same, and I'm getting a second surgery soon. My ex helped me hike out and took me to the ER. He knew how bad the injury was. He was there at the surgery. He was holding me and wiping my tears away and saying it was the worst pain he'd ever seen anyone in. If that's not love, what is? But then a couple weeks later we broke up. He just wanted to have sex while I was struggling so bad. It's traumatizing being forced into such a vulnerable position with him, and then he just walked away, no consequences. Now I found out he's dating his female best friend, who he's known for 8 years since college. She lives on the other side of the country. I met her once when he had some college friends visit. They obviously have a lot of history in their friendship, know each other well, have their inside jokes, etc. She seemed nice and I wanted to be supportive of their friendship. Obviously, in the back of my head I was a little jealous/suspicious, but I never questioned it, and just trusted him. If they ever dated in college, but again I never asked because I didn't want to be that insecure/jealous GF. I want my so to have friends, and I tried to look on the bright side that he might respect women more having a close female friend. People around me also said this was a good sign, though I was a tad skeptical. They occasionally wrote postcards/letters to each other. She had in the past signed them Love, her name, and wrote that she was really grateful for his friendship and that he was so genuine. They definitely texted, the exact amount, but I'm guessing at least a few times/week, maybe every day, but again not sure. He talked about her a lot. She was always the main friend he spoke about. I knew about his guy friends too, but he just always seemed to bring her up more. He offhandedly said he wished she would move to our city when she finished grad school and would find a job out here. She ended up starting a job in a city across the country. And then he was texted her about the permits while sleeping with me. I also thought it was weird that she knew we were dating, but she didn't even ask him if I was going to come or not, and if they needed an extra permit. He also said he would go to the ends of the earth for her and his other close friends. Kinda implying he wouldn't for me. It hurt that I was a lower priority than his friends. My ex is a big backcountry skier, an extreme biker. I also ski and bike, not to the same extreme level, but I am very fit, adventurous, and active, and always enthusiastic about trying new things. But he seemed detached about this, even though that's what we initially bonded over. This girl does not ski at all, which seems really important to him, so also confused about that incompatibility. I am in grad school, finishing early while balancing an internship and working my ass off to get a full-time job, so I'm pretty damn proud of myself. I am settled in the city I'm in, and know what I want in a partner. My ex said he knew himself and what he was looking for, and that he wanted someone settled down, then implied that because I was in grad school I was still figuring this out and didn't know what I wanted. Incredibly hurtful, because I poured my heart out to him and was a committed and consistent partner, while he was all in at first, then got hot and cold. His comment made me feel like crap. But now he's in an LDR with this girl on the other side of the country? She's all over the place and not settled and in a completely different city. It feels hypocritical. We are no contact, but I confronted him briefly about the cheating, which was horrible. He denied any of it, and that I was misrepresenting things. But cheating isn't just physical. They may not have been having a full-blown relationship, I mean they weren't even in person, but I think there was 100,000% emotional connection. I feel used, I feel like a placeholder when I had genuine feelings, and he said he was committed to and serious about a long-term relationship together. Now I have a broken elbow, 2 surgeries, $10,000 down the drain, and he can just walk off with her. He showed no genuine remorse, no self-reflection, no accountability. He just can't face the truth. I feel like the crazy one. How does he not get it? I don't want him back, but I'm traumatized and deeply hurt. How does someone just walk away after saying they care about me and seeing me in excruciating pain? Was he cheating? I'm so confused by all this. Now for the next story. Husband cheating for 4 years. Buckle in, cause it's a long one. I met my husband in 2019. He is from Italy, me Australia, whilst he was on a holiday visa meeting his sister. I was friends with his sister, so we met, and after a year found each other on Tinder and matched. Fast forward a happy year. I found out he hadn't told his friends and family back home he had a partner, even though at that point we lived together, nor had he said I loved you. Yes. Looking back, I feel stupid, as T-Hat was my first red flag. After a tense discussion, he said I love you and said he thought I knew, and stopped communicating with an ex, the friend, told his family, and everything was again going well. He received a 6-month contract for work in a different city, through his work a franchise, to open a new store. I made the effort to surprise him, and the morning of arrival, after 3 months apart, I found his computer open on multiple websites where he was looking for sex chats, not only OnlyFans, in which we had a rental and were sharing expenses, so he was wasting a bit of money, but also just chatting with any woman on Insta, FB, asking for hookups, etc. Again I confronted him, as the idiot had his computer on and connected, and we broke up, whilst I was stuck in another city for the Christmas period. Again lots of talking occurred and we got through. We ended up engaged, and then the following year, February 2023, were married. No, he doesn't need a visa to stay, like a green card. That's never been what this is about. Before the wedding I advised I would not be happy if this happened again. And I would not stand for it. Fast forward to September that year, I again found more evidence of online sex chats with random on multiple websites. At 9 weeks pregnant I was hormonal and outraged, but he promised. Now 6 months postpartum I again found phone evidence. He did all of it again, this time finding women here on Reddit, but this time I too evidence. I found his email. He said he deleted. I found out when he had to leave the country for 5 days in Fiji, he went on a paid site called Fiji F Book and met up with a woman. I was back home. He claims they only met up and talked. I strongly doubt this, as now I have found about 20 websites, 500 or so names in the chats dating back years, and we have a child, sending videos and pics back and forth, etc. I have asked for a divorce and I am heartbroken, albeit, as you can see, very stupid. When he promised while I was pregnant, it was over a year before I re-looked and found the whole time this was again occurring online and now in person. I've found out everything, and there is no doubt he did have sex in Fiji with this woman, given the conversation alluded to it. I just cannot do this anymore. I wish I was stronger and didn't love him. I wish I had listened to my gut in that first year. I wish I never had a child. We had a massive fight, and he told his brother-in-law, who has came over and yelled at me in my house about what I said, i.e. go back home, because he said I am racist. My question is, he has now engaged a psych and wants couples therapy. Do you think this would help, or I am a total muppet who should have known better at 35 than to stay with someone who continues to betray my trust? He claims he loves me, but how could he? Everyone telling me to let go, but my heart is broken. Also, I know that some people do not class online as cheating, but to me you are actively seeking sex through chats or real life it is, and I am all for porn, just not doing it with other women online or in person. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more content. See you in the next one.